Shannon, what is the biggest change between now and then?
What happened?
Stop it. Don't do that. That's mean.
Keep laughing.
They won the Super Bowl.
It was second down, Skip.
You laughed all the way to the Super Bowl, right?
It happens, right?
You know, the biggest thing was after the bye week, they got an opportunity to sit down and they evaluated. They looked at what they were doing well and what they weren't doing well. And what they decided to do was, like, incorporate a lot of what Tom Brady had done for the 20 years when he was in New England. Mm-hmm. A lot of screens to the running back, a lot of short stuff, a lot of motion. Not to totally take all. We don't have to throw the ball down the field 35 yards down the field 15 times a game. Mm-hmm. We'll keep them honest. We'll throw 2 or 3 times and hit one of those shots here or there. But let's go back to do what Tom Brady does, and that's the mark of a great coach. Bruce Arians swallowed his pride because, Skip, he's a no-risk-it, no-biscuit type of guy. But no-risk-it, no-biscuit wasn't getting them the results that they'd hoped for. Mm-hmm. And the really good coaches says, let me cater to what my players do really well and not say, well, this is my system and this is what we do. Well, doing what you do in your system will get you beat.
Yep.
So what he did, he incorporated a lot of what Tom Brady has had success doing. They dumped the ball. Leonard Fournette wasn't a guy that caught screens in Jacksonville.
He was not.
That's not what he does. Mm-mm. But that's what all of a sudden he started to do. They started doing motion. Mm-hmm. So Tom Brady could identify, oh, okay, now you make everything so identifiable for me.
It's just man or zone. You can just see it immediately.
And plus, I'll know where you might be coming from.
Yep.
So for me, Skip, I think that has a lot to do with it. The defense started playing better.
It did.
And so it wasn't anything big where they completely changed and revamped the offense. They didn't do any of that. All they did was add a few tweaks. Okay, Tom, you like screens? Okay, fine. Dump it down to the running back. You like this intermediate routes? Okay, do that. Yeah, we'll give you some motion so you can make everything easily more identifiable.
Yep.
And they caught fire. And confidence has a lot to do. Momentum is a big in the NFL. Because now all of a sudden, hold on, we scored 35. Defense, y'all didn't give up a 10. You know that's a recipe for success. And Tom started to say, hey, guys, we got something special here. Tom tell you got something. A coach telling you that, you always, that's what we supposed to gas up. But when Tom Brady says, we got something special, guys, they bought in.
So that classic Thursday night game at Chicago a little more than a year ago was the classic, I want you to keep that same energy game, because the next day you came in and I don't know where I am.
I'm in Vegas.
Okay. I told you, I believe he got concussed. I don't think his wife wants to hear this, but I believe he did, because he took more punishment in that game than in any other game, regular season or playoffs last year.
Well, it was that unnecessary roughness that Khalil Mack got when Khalil slung him down.
3 sacks, 8 hits on the quarterback is a lot of punishment. The line did not stand up that night on a Thursday night at Chicago. He lost again to the immortal Nick Foles in that game. And yet, if you want to put it in perspective, there was no AB yet.
Right.
Gronk was limpy and gimpy and caught 3 for 32. Mike Evans was limpy and gimpy on a bad ankle and managed to catch 5 for 41. Didn't do much damage as he usually does. The leading receiver was the rookie Tyler Johnson that night, which should tell you most of what you need to know.
Right.
And 3 targets were aimed at my little man, Keyshawn Vaughn, out of Vanderbilt, another rookie. And also that little Jaden Mickens, who's the punt returner, was playing receiver that night because there was no Scotty Miller. He was hurt and out. So Jaden Mickens got 2 targets that night. Finally, there was no Chris Godwin that night. So if you take away those kind of weapons, if you can add in an AB and a Chris Godwin, now you're going to have something, because they start to become uncoverable when they're healthy and at full strength.
Right.
Yet we went on to that Sunday nightmare against New Orleans at home, when I was more worried about the defense than the offense, because Drew Brees threw a party that night at Tampa, remember? And then the Rams visited, and they had their way with the defense even more than Brady did with the offense. So if we hark back to the Chicago night, they lost 20-19, and Brady wasn't terrible. He was 25-41 for 253, a touchdown, and no picks. So it was okay. QBR was 42, a little below average, but not deplorable, not embarrassing or disgusting, okay? So what happened? In the second quarter against Kansas City, after Tyreek just ran wild on them in the first quarter, They were so desperate. They were so in give up, like we give up kind of mode. Not that they gave up as a team, but just as an offense, it's like, well, let Brady call it. And he started calling a lot of it at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
And they started to bounce back.
Right.
And you recall Shaq Barrett finally got the turnover in the second quarter.
It was about to be 24-0.
It was about to be 24-0. And all of a sudden, Brady ended up making kind of a game of it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It was kind of, he made it respectable at least. And then came that bye week. And I was told by a high-placed source that they actually gave the whole offense pretty much up to Tom and just said, you tell us, what do you want to do? To your point, screens, motion, audibles. Let me have some more check with me's at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Let me do a little more of the play calling on the fly instead of it just comes in cold and I run what you call.
Yeah, because, Skip, when you get in a situation like that, when you're down by as much as you are, the one thing you want to do is get the ball out of your hand quick.
Yep.
And so what he started doing against Kansas City, started getting the ball out of his hand quick. And so now all of a sudden that got him into a rhythm. And so quarterbacks, they're very rhythmic. Once you get them into a rhythm, good luck stopping them.
Okay.
He got into a rhythm, and you see that he brought him all the way back, and it took Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek on a fourth down to keep Tom from getting the ball back, because I wouldn't have liked their chances had Brady got that ball back.
So it was one of the great late career bounce backs to go from, I don't know where I am, to at age 43, they get on a Super Bowl roll.
Yes.
And now he comes back with an actual offseason and a little bit of preseason that they didn't have in the pandemic before.
Right.
And if we could just quickly see what he looked like, just look at the body language, the confidence with which he threw the 5 touchdown passes against the Dolphins. Again, there's Gio, who's another new weapon out of the backfield that he did not have. And then here he is. That was a great throw because he took it right in the face and hit AB as he was cutting up field, and he is gone. Well, AB looks fresher and faster than he did because he got his knee cleaned up.
Right.
And there's another one, quick one. And then here these are things of beauty to Mike Evans, who's only 6 feet 5 inches tall. And then once again, and he does the rest of the work. And the Dolphins at that point said, no mas.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I got you. But I'm just showing you Brady's body language now. He's looking 24 years old. He's looking like it's 2007 back in New England.
But if you notice, Skip, what you didn't show is nobody putting Brady on the ground.
Okay, they did not.
You better, Skip, you got to rough him up some. Because if you don't, you leave him up right, that's what you're going to get.
Yep, and the line is starting to gel again to where they're getting pretty impenetrable. It will be interesting tonight in Philadelphia to see if they can generate any pressure from anywhere on him, because if they don't, that spreads, I think, 7.5. No, is it 6.5? 6. I was going to say 7. 6.5. That is not enough.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
I don't think so. I was thinking it was going to be like somewhere between 8 and 10.
Yeah. Because I would think they could win this game by at least a couple of touchdowns.
Well, I guess they factored in that Brady dinged his thumb on the helmet when he was throwing the pass last week, and so I guess they factored that in. It's a short week. It's on the road.
They have one really good cornerback. Darius Slay is up at the top of the list for me.
And Hargrove might be their best defensive player. He might have taken that mantle from Fletcher Cox. He's sensational, Skip.
He is sensational. So they got that going. You know, I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan as a playmaker.
Right.
But they're going to have to control the football and play keep away and make plays and convert third downs, and maybe they can hang in there.
Right.
But if I were a betting man, I would give the...
But, Skip, the Eagles are going to be... with David being out, the banged-up secondary, the Eagles might be able to score some points. Okay. Now, can they score enough? Can they keep up with
David is definitely out.
Right.
By the way, Gronk is definitely out again.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised by Gronk, Skip, for the simple fact, let me give him an extra week.
Yeah.
We bring him back. Well, come on. You should be able to beat. You should be able to beat the Eagles.
And you get the mini bye.
Right. Yeah. So now you don't have to worry about that until next Sunday.
Antoine Winfield concussed, so he's out.
So give him another week.
You've got a chance against their vulnerable defense, especially the back end.
They can score, but can they score enough? Because they got some weapons. You know, Devontae and Reagor. Devontae and Reagor. They got. I think Goddard's out, Skip. Yeah, he's been banged up. I think he has COVID or something. So they can score, but can they score enough? The Eagles, can you get some pressure? Can you steal one possession for your offense? Can you get Brady on the? Can you knock him down? Can you sack him 2 or 3 times? Can you knock him down multiple times? That's gonna be the key to the ball game.
At least 2 touchdowns.
At least 2, huh?
Yeah, maybe more.
Give me 2.
Would you take it?
Give me 14, I'll take the Eagles.
You would take 14 in the Eagles. I can't bet against Jalen Hurts. I would
Can't
do
do
it.
it?
My instinct tells me I would beat you on that, but I'm not going to bet
Well, how about
against
this?
Jalen
I
Hurts.
give you 14, I'll take the Patriots. I mean, the Bucs.
Give me 14?
Yep.
No, I'm not going to
No?
do it.
Yeah,
I told
I'm just trying to get a bet.
the little voice in the back of my head says this is going to be like 35-14.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just enjoy when you guys have bets around here. But fine. Not right
this
now.
time.
Maybe later.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.